North Attleboro Community Television, North TV presents the Thanksgiving Day Football Game 2011. The Attleboro Blue Bombardiers take on the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers. Welcome everyone and happy Thanksgiving Day. Peter Gay, Steve Houle, Josh Perry, Joe Andruzzi said he would be here. I did not believe it. With 5 children and a wife cooking dinner, there was no way he was going to get out of the house. I don't care how many NFL Super Bowls you win, you still have to help out the wife on Thanksgiving Day. Steve Houle, Joe is going to miss a heck of a game, but the viewers today are going to see a great one. Attleboro, North Attleboro, 91st meeting on the holiday, 92nd meeting overall. Comes down to really whether or not the Attleboro defense can stop the North quarterback.
Yeah, you know, Attleboro defense over the year, they've improved. They've become a very good defense against some of their better teams, the Mansfields, the Franklins, North Attleboro. This is a tough test for a team because Veras Timos, he does such a good job of getting the ball to his playmakers, whether it's Norris, Jetty, Lang. There's just so many talented players on this North team, and the offense of North has really matured as the season goes on. In the beginning of the season was the North defense that did a great job with, only allowing 10 points a game through nine games up to now. But the defense has really taken off. Veras Timos is going to be very important in this, and can Attleboro stop them? We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. Attleboro at 7-3 entering this game. North Attleboro at 8-1. Josh Perry, Attleboro 7-3 sounds impressive. Their 2 losses in the Hockomock League's Kelly Rex division have come to the teams that are tied with North Attleboro at the top. The games haven't even been close.
Well, in years past, you could always say that Attleboro were undersized, undermanned. That's not necessarily the case anymore. They have the strength at the line of scrimmage. They have the talent to beat these teams. Now it's whether or not they can take that next step. I mean, to their credit, they've beaten the teams they should beat. They've taken care of business against the Davenport teams. They beat Franklin. But now, can they take it to the next level? Can they beat the Mansfields, the King Phillips, and the North Attleboro? Unfortunately, so far this season, it hasn't looked like they can. And I think today, that's really the most important thing. Can they be competitive with these top teams?
And as Steve mentioned, North Attleboro right now really rolling both offensively and defensively. Tonight, or this morning's game will have implications on who plays Tuesday night. Now, either North Attleboro, King Philip, or Mansfield will represent the Hockomock League's Kelly Rex division. If Attleboro wins today, pulls off the upset, Mansfield goes to the playoffs. If North Attleboro wins and Franklin upsets King Philip, North plays on Tuesday night, and if North wins and KP wins, then the Warriors head to the playoffs. So a lot at stake this Thanksgiving Day matchup between the Blue Bombardiers and the Red Rocketeers. We'll be back with the coin toss, always something special on Thanksgiving Day, when North TV's coverage of Thanksgiving Day football continues after this. A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
November 7th.
Welcome back, everyone. Tony Calcio, one of the assistant coaches at North Attleboro High School, is reading an announcement. And you see Pat Fitzgibbons in the middle of the field between the captains for the Red Rocketeers. He recently, after reading a newspaper article about someone from Attleboro, someone from the military, who needed a kidney, and Pat Fitzgibbons stepped up, donated his kidney so that a life could go on. Certainly a moving moment of this 91st Thanksgiving Day football game.
Together this morning At midfield, John and Patrick remind us of the words of Winston Churchill, who said, "You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give." Churchill also said, "What is the use of living if not to make this muddled world a better place?"
Tony should have been a writer. There's no doubt about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring this incredible story of Thanksgiving. Please welcome Sergeant John Jennings and Patrick Fitzgibbons and their family.
Sergeant John Jennings, a resident of Attleboro, the recipient of a kidney from Pat Fitzgibbons, a legend here in North Attleboro. An unbelievable start to this football game. Steve, I'm not sure how many people would have done that. I'm not sure I would have done that.
Oh, I did. That's just an unbelievable story, and it's nice to bring it to this audience. Perfect timing for Thanksgiving.
The captains with the Jennings family.
Attleboro's most recent inductee to the Hall of Fame, our longtime PA announcer, Bud Holden.
Bud Holden now being introduced, the honorary member of the Football Hall of Fame, inducted in ceremonies on Tuesday night, and of course one of the appetizers leading up to the telecast of the Thanksgiving Day game on North TV. Steve, the banquet, with the exception of the host on Tuesday night, the banquet, once again, another success.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's such a great thing between the rival schools in the area with Bishop Fayette, North Attleboro, and Attleboro. Come together the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. You honor the recent best of the student athletes and the football players that played on the gridiron in this area. And the best result of this, with the help with the Balfour Foundation, we're able to give out scholarships up to this point of total up to $150,000 to 140 graduating seniors, again from Attleboro, Bishop Fayette, and North Attleboro. So it's just an outstanding event, and just like to thank, as part of the committee, thank you, Peter, for emceeing. You did a great job, and we appreciate you always contributing.
Well, Tony Calcia has hosted that banquet 15 times, and he makes it look so easy. I'll tell you, it's not easy.
Oh, it's not easy, but we're very fortunate to have you and Tony, a few others, Chris Servant, who have done it over the years and have done an outstanding job.
Yeah, the humor's the tough part. Introducing people, that's easy, but the humor is very difficult. As people who...
That's why I'll never do it.
People who have watched that banquet in past years would certainly attest. There's a shot of the Red Rocketeer crowd, a good crowd here, and we are still a couple of minutes away from the start of this one. The Blue Bombardier seniors being announced. Always something special for Attleboro. They know this is their last game. North Attleboro hoping that this is not going to be their last game. They, first of all, need to take care of their own business, Steve, and then get some help from Franklin.
Oh, yeah. You know, you look at this game, and Attleboro, you know, only within the last 3 decades have won 1 game each decade. You know, people say the games have become more competitive. But you look at last year's score, 55-36, 91 points scored. I believe it's a Thanksgiving Day record. I mean, that's just an outstanding amount of points. I don't think we're going to see the same thing today. We've got 2 defenses in Attleboro, which improved over the course of the season, and also North Attleboro, who's been very steady right along. Coach Don Johnson, the head coach of North Attleboro, and also the defensive coordinator, always has his Rocketeers ready to perform. Even with the difficult injury early on in the season, the Will Cumber, one of the tri-caps of this Rocketeer team, this defense has really stepped up, and it's been very exciting to see the growth of the defense while the offense really lines itself up and prepares and gets better.
And we will, especially for those of you watching the tape delay, same-day coverage on North TV, there's a good chance you do not know how King Philip and Franklin made out, so we will have updates throughout the telecast and hopefully the final. Now the seniors, there's Kevin Deschaines, the head coach of the Blue Bombardiers, who enters this matchup now in his 11th season, 1 game over 500, 54 wins and 53 losses. His counterpart on the other sideline, Coach Donnie Johnson, now in his 3rd season, a winning percentage of 83.9%, 26-5 record.
Yeah.
The beat goes on at North Attleboro.
I mean, that's just outstanding. Coach Johnson's been a part of this from playing to coaching, assistant coaching. He's been with Coach Beaupre, who's obviously the field's named after, and I mean, he's just a long lineage of outstanding performers that have really added to the youth of North Attleboro. So it's really just you want to say it's typical, but this isn't typical. That's what makes North Attleboro so special.
Yeah, North Attleboro indeed a football community, and you know, Attleboro has always been known as the basketball community. North Attleboro, the football community. Attleboro, back when they played on President's Day, dominated that series, but now North Attleboro, you know, the last few years, North Attleboro's had the upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, you look at both going to different sports. You just look at the communities in general. I mean, they're just so, I'd say, driven by athletes. But it's a big part of each community's life because it really sets the stage as they go on. We've heard the outstanding stories. There's Rob Mulhern from Attleboro. He's over in Afghanistan fighting for the country. Obviously, Kyle Vandegeesen, who unfortunately lost his life overseas. I mean, just these kids take what they learn on the athletic field and bring it to another level. And I mean, that's really the sportsmanship that's displayed. And I mean, Attleboro people are friends with North people. It's really about the bragging rights from year to year.
Senior Captain Anthony Plant. Wearing number 62, Senior Captain Will Kummer.
Will Kummer, of course, experienced an injury earlier in the season, unable to suit up the rest of the season. Steve, you certainly know in basketball what that is like. It's just so unfair.
Yeah, it is. And when I tell people that unfortunately they've come across an injury like that, it truly will make you a better person because it's something you don't want to deal with, especially at such a young age when all your peers are still out there to play and you look forward to your senior year. But now, now he's really going to learn from this.
We are ready for the coin toss. North TV will have a camera out at midfield. As a matter of fact, I already see Jeff Carr out there. So the captains from Attleboro and North Attleboro will gather out at midfield. And we will be able to listen in. And a score from Pacini Field in Franklin. Franklin with an early 7-0 lead over King Philip. So if Franklin can somehow upset King Philip, North wins today, we'll be doing a North Attleboro game on Tuesday night in the playoffs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's listen in.
Seniors, good luck today. Good luck today, all you seniors. All you seniors have a great day. You remember Thanksgiving forever. Here we go. Okay, we're well into the season. You're the captains, you're the leaders. You take care of all the small stuff on the field. As you know, we will not tolerate any taunting or unsportsmanlike acts. Play good, hard, clean football and have a lot of fun. Thanksgiving's a great day, guys. We got a great day, and we're going to have some fun. Gentlemen, you're the visitors. Tails, heads. Gentlemen, tails, heads. Attleboro, you make the call. What's it going to be? Tails. The call is tails. I'm going to let it hit the ground. The call is tails. Tails.
So North Attleboro won the toss. They will defer, so they will get the ball to start the second half. Attleboro will get the ball to start the first half. And North Attleboro hoping they go into the locker room with the lead and then Steve get the ball. And I said it last year when North was way up, it's really adding insult to injury if you have the big lead.
Yeah, but the big thing here is the foundation of this team for North Attleboro has been their defense. And to defer that and then get the ball in the second half. And again, it just kind of can get demoralizing to your point, but it's a good opportunity for Attleboro to try to get up early against a very, very good North Attleboro team.
Update from Pacini Field in Franklin. King Philip 7, Franklin 7. And the interesting thing about that game, Steve, we know King Philip is going to score 28, 35 points. How many points can Franklin score?
Yeah, Franklin over the years, Coach Sidwell has done a great job of spreading out the offense. He unfortunately just doesn't have the athletes that KP has. Peter and I saw KP against North Attleboro. North Attleboro probably not their best game of the season. However, that North Attleboro team KP team is a very, very good team, and be interested to see if Franklin can upset them today.
One of the things special about Thanksgiving Day, the Attleboro and North Attleboro bands combine for our national anthem. Let's go indeed. The Red Rocketeers and the Blue Bombardiers getting ready to start this one. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the Stars and Stripes. Stars and God Bless America. Here comes the national anthem. They're going to send me out of the country. Now let's go. The Red Rocketeers, Blue Bombardiers ready to battle for the 92nd time. And North Attleboro, of course, with the huge advantage, 56 wins, 27 losses, 8 ties. Now, they say this is the 91st meeting on the holiday, Steve, but we know that's not true because some of the games were postponed and played the following Saturday. So how many have actually been on Thanksgiving Day? I have no idea.
Yeah, not a clue, but I know there's been a handful for sure that have definitely taken place that Saturday with some of the same results.
Josh Perry, I don't know if Josh is ready. If so, I know he has a couple of special guests. Jeff Carr down there as well. And let's, while we have time, let's meet with Josh Perry and his special guest right now. I think Josh's microphone is set. Let's head on down to Josh.
Thanks, Peter. Down here on the field with Sergeant John Jennings and Patrick Fitzgibbons from North Attleboro. And first off, Sergeant Jennings, I guess the first question is, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling better every day. Things are going very well.
And it's a really incredible story, and it really gives extra meaning to not only this football game, but Thanksgiving in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, I mean, it's all due to that fine gentleman right across from me here. Patrick Fitzgibbons is quite a hero. Quite a hero.
Mr. Fitzgibbons, you know, we all marveled at the story when we first heard it. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, thanks.
Yeah.
And, you know, seeing the sergeant feeling so well makes me feel even better.
Well, Peter, it's an absolutely incredible story, and it adds extra meaning to this Thanksgiving Day. Back to you guys in the booth.
It certainly does. Thank you, Josh, and an incredible story. Red Rocketeers, as we mentioned, won the coin toss. They kick off, and the Blue Bombardiers, Jared Harris, will return it to the 25-yard line, and that's where North Attleboro will head to the field defensively for the first time. Attleboro starting out with decent field position, Steve.
Yeah, that's one thing that's going to be important for both offenses today. Again, I don't anticipate a high-scoring game. So what we saw yet last year was a combined total of 91 points. I see this game in somewhere in the probably total of 40 points, 45 points overall, but some good defenses on the field.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get an offensive shootout that is very entertaining. Last year was torture.
And that was a surprise, too. There were good defenses on the field last year.
Attleboro comes out first play of the game, split backfield behind Chris Walsh. His pass over the head of the intended receiver. One of the plays that the Patriots are famous for, the quick little hit to the receiver, this time on the far left side. Pass overthrown, incomplete, so a second down and 10 coming up. 10-minute quarters today. Every Hockomock League game, as I understand it, that involves a team that may be playing on Tuesday night, they're playing 10-minute quarters, A, because of the quick turnaround time, and B, because that's what they will be playing come playoff time. I formation behind Walsh. Blue Bombardiers going left to right, same play. It's complete this time. Attleboro will fumble right into the hands of one of the Red Rocketeers, and North Attleboro scores just like that. Penalty markers down. Now, whether or not the touchdown is called back, we will have to wait and see. Wes Nichols caught the fumble in midair. North Attleboro will get the ball. A clipping penalty will negate the touchdown. And the fumble after the catch, I did not get the number.
It was Malik Clark out there, wide out. That's one of the things Attleboro wanted to do, is try to get him out in space. He's probably the fastest kid besides Alex Jetty on the field. Going to get another good look at it right here. You see Malik, he's outside there. Solid hit by David Lang. Ball pops up. Nichols with the recovery. He's got end zone in front of him. Touchdown North, but it's going to be called back because of the block between the knee, under the knees.
So North Attleboro will start out there. First possession at the 20-yard line. Now, that's not uncommon. Normally after a touchback, you start at the 20, but they're at the Attleboro 20-yard line. One lone back. Left wing in motion to the far side. Veritimos under pressure, throws downfield. That one will be intercepted. Intercepted by Tyler Lindsay for the Blue Bombardiers, who will return it up to the 22-yard line. And a penalty marker down back at the 14. I believe a push to the back. If that's the case, Attleboro will get the ball, but at their own 7.
You're going to see Veritimos, he's rolling up. He's looking for Norris down the seam. Attleboro actually got a hand on him. Also, Norris hit one of the officials down the field. Tyler Lindsay, what sure-handed wide receiver for Attleboro, able to come up with the interception. Difference here is we're going to have another penalty after the turnover. So kind of the both turnovers neutralize where we're starting here. End result is some difficult field position for Attleboro to start the game.
As expected, Attleboro will start out at their own 7-yard line. An ugly start to this one, 9:29 left in the first quarter. Out of an I formation, handoff comes to the tailback. That's J.J. Gelasso with some room. Gelasso has the first down, gets all the way up to the 28-yard line. A first down and 10.
And that's the player that North Attleboro has seen. And last year they saw him because Gelasso had 3 touchdowns, an outstanding performance for Attleboro, and the North Attleboro win. Right here, Gelasso, the senior this year, showing some good capability, getting some outside. Attleboro has weapons. North has answers. It's going to be some sure tackle in this Rocketeer D.
Attleboro I formation, one receiver split to the far side left. Gelasso again breaks a couple of tackles in the open field. Gelasso up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Pickup of 14 yards on the play, and Attleboro picks up 34 yards on 2 plays, both Gelasso carries.
Yeah, good lead block there by Schwieger, too. Nick Schwieger, number 48. I'm sorry, that's Zach Schwieger, his brother Nick, for Bishop Fanning, great at Dartmouth College. But Zach doing a good job opening a hole, and Gelasso doing a good job picking up a first down for Attleboro.
Chris Walsh, the Attleboro quarterback, has thrown 2 passes, has handed off twice. The runs have been very successful. Slot to the far side left, I formation behind Walsh. The fullback slipped on the play, able to complete the carry was the Blue Bombardiers. I'm not sure who that was, Steve. Tough to pick up the number. It was Schwieger. Zach Schwieger with the carry, and Attleboro fortunate they did not turn the ball over because Schwieger slipped as he was taking that handoff, was able to squeeze out 2 yards, 2nd down and 8 coming up.
And you look at North Attleboro, the way they're lining up. They had 5 guys in the line of scrimmage. They bring Conley in Sam Conley, number 68.
Handoff to Gelasso, met at the line of scrimmage, ran it to the left side. The tailback in the I formation will squeeze out, let's call it a yard. So a 3rd down and 7 coming up for Attleboro at their own 43-yard line.
And Attleboro's really running against the best part of this North defense right now. It's Sean Peters, Beckwith up front. Also, you got your bookends with Carmichael and Norris, one of the tri-captains of this North Attleboro team. And then you bring, again, Cunningham into the game. And that's a solid 5-man front when they do run the 5.
So a big 3rd down for the Blue Bombardiers. North Attleboro looking to get the ball back. Walsh rolling out to his right. Under pressure, throws downfield. Passes incomplete. Was intended for Cleveland White. Now there's a penalty marker down. Vicinity of holding, that will be the call. And I would assume North Attleboro will take the play, which would force Attleboro into a 4th down and 7, and certainly a punting situation.
Yeah, good penetration. You can clearly see the holding in the middle. I believe it was Plant that was being held, number 55 for North Attleboro. Walsh did a good job really rolling out. One of the big things for Attleboro in the season is Walsh hasn't had the time to throw the ball, set his feet. They tend to roll him out left or right and get some of the receivers down the field.
Punting for the Blue Bombardiers, Tyler Lindsay. North coaching staff yelling, watch the fake, watch for the fake. High snap. Lindsay gets away a good punt. Will come down to the 23-yard line. A fair catch called there by Jake Costello, is it? Nope.
I think it was 28.
28, I'm sorry. Tyler Sellner. Having a tough time with the glare on the numbers. It's a beautiful day, but...
And one thing we should mention is they actually had a cover between the hashes from goal line to goal line. The coaching staff and some other volunteers from North Attleboro, they came in last night and they took some of it off, put it back down. But as last night, what I understand is when they were taking off last night, the wind was so windy that it actually was like a parasail on the field.
Wind tends to be windy. One lone back. Slot to each side. Left wing in motion, right wing in motion to the near side. With some running room is Jetty. Alex Jetty will turn the corner. Pick up only 3 yards on the carry, however. Looked as though it would go for a lot more. The sweep to the near side left, Matt Borgelis on the stop for the Blue Bombardiers.
Yeah, Borgelis, he basically ate up the Rocketeer outside there and was able to come up and make a very difficult play, and that stopped the offense from blocking it and then come up with a tackle against a very talented Alex Jetty.
So 2nd down, Red Rocketeers break huddle. We have 6:12 left in the first quarter. North penetrated the goal line once, but the play was called back because of a clipping penalty. Wing to each side, left wing in motion to the far side. Misdirection, Jetty on the carry will pick up a few yards on the stop for the Blue Bombardiers. Number 21, J.J. Gelasso, a pickup of 3 on the play and a 3rd down and 4 coming up for North Attleboro.
The inside counter right there. Again, back to Alex Jetty, which you're going to see him touch the ball a lot today. He's been the playmaker all season for this Rocketeer team, and he's very capable of taking it the distance at any time he touches the ball. He's got outstanding speed, probably one of the fastest, arguably one of the fastest players in the field this afternoon.
So Attleboro failed to convert on 3rd down. Let's see what North does. Veritimos out of the shotgun. Quick little handoff far side. David Lang trying to turn the corner, will be unable to. No gain on the play, maybe a foot. We're going to call it a 4th down and 3. And let's see if North Attleboro comes or sends out their punting unit. And they will, with 5:05 left here in the first quarter. So as you mentioned, Steve, defense is key to this game. Certainly have been. This has been all defense.
It really has. I mean, you have 2 interceptions, and now you have 2 defensive stands on the second possession for each team. And these teams are going to feel each other out. These offenses will get it going a little bit.
Alex Jetty standing at his 17-yard line. Red Rocketeers 4th down and 3, punting the football. Jetty gets away a low line drive kick that will go out of bounds at the 30, make it the 27-yard line, and that's where Attleboro will take over. 1st down and 10. So the Blue Bombardiers get the ball back offensively, and field position, we're in a big hole after that initial turnover, but now in relatively good position, once again starting out at their 25.
Yeah, great punt by Alex Jetty right there, but a couple runs by Gelasso really set up now the change of field position back where both teams are kind of both playing right in their 25 to 30-yard lines.
1st down and 10. Blue Bombardiers on the 1st down and 10 carry from their own 25. Run up the middle by Zach Schwieger. Schwieger off left guard will get up to the 29, a pickup of 4 on the play. So a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Josh Perry has a report. We'll go down to Josh right after this next play, this 2nd down play. Sorry about that, Josh. Waiting patiently down there.
You know, on the attack right there for North Attleboro, Troy Richardson, a senior, 6'1", 187. Outstanding season from his linebacker position.
So 2nd down and 4. Split backfield behind Walsh, who is under center. 2nd down and 6. They picked up 4 on 1st down and movement. Let's head down to Josh Perry while they mark off 5 yards against the Blue Bombardiers. Josh?
Thanks, Peter. One of the biggest concerns coming into every Thanksgiving Day game is the conditions on the field. Just to let you know, it's really muddy down here. We've seen some of the players slipping in the early going, which probably will help the defense. You've seen some of the offensive players trying to make their cuts, haven't quite been able to plant. The other concern is the sun. Both the sets of coaches were looking at it at the beginning of this game, and the sun is very low, and it's very bright and right in the players' faces.
Thank you, Josh Perry. Josh, the unenviable task of being a sideline reporter on a muddy field. I had done that many times at Harvard Stadium. They now have the artificial turf. 2nd down, and they're calling it 11, and a big loss for the Blue Bombardiers. On the carry was J.J. Gelasso trying to run the ball on a sweep to the near side right, and a great job defensively by the Red Rocketeers. A couple in the vicinity. I believe one of them was number 59, Reed Holden, along with number 26, Brett Gommond.
Yeah, and the player we didn't mention right there was Mike Lambert. He made that play because he came up and actually met and took out the initial blocker, and Gelasso was on an island, and a couple of the Rocketeers teammates of Lambert came in and filled the middle.
So 3rd down and 15 for the Blue Bombardiers. And the officials calling a timeout here. They're signaling to us, Megan, it's 3rd down and 13. So nice of the officials to catch that and help out Megan Miller, who is handling the graphics on the North TV end. Chris Miller is the producer and director of North TV Sports. On graphics, Megan Miller. Lauren Carpenter on replay. Main camera, Michelle Lucier. Handheld camera, Jeff Carr. The tight shot camera at midfield is Bruce Houghton. Peter Merry on one of the other tight shot cameras. Matt Luigi is on stats. Steve Houle joining me. Josh Perry, the sideline reporter. 3rd down and 13, split backfield. Walsh will run the draw. Gelasso breaks 1 tackle, tries to break a second, cannot, will get up to the 33-yard line. Nice pickup on the play, but Attleboro will be 2 yards shy of the 1st down. And it'll be a 4th down and about 2, Steve?
It's actually 3rd down, I believe.
No, they're saying 4th down.
It's 4th down?
Yeah, it is 4th down.
Oh, yeah, with the penalty. Nice call right there by Attleboro, though, with the draw. Gets them out of some more difficult punting area. With the penetration you saw with the Rocketeers. Just short for the 1st down.
Nice high punt by Lindsay of the Blue Bombardiers. Takes a big Attleboro bounce. Blue Bombardiers let it roll, and it will be a 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line when the Red Rocketeers take the field. So North Attleboro, Steve, with 1:53, I believe the clock says. Very difficult to read with the sun. 1:53 left in the 1st quarter. Oh, we've got a easier version to read right in front of us.
Take advantage of that.
My prediction coming into this game, Steve, was North Attleboro 28-7. I just did not think, based on what Attleboro did against Mansfield and KP, that they were going to be able to stop North Attleboro, but here, at least in the 1st quarter, they have been able to do so. First down, carry. So Wes Nichols will get back to the line of scrimmage, a 1st down carry up the middle. And North Attleboro will call it a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up from their own 21.
Yeah, there's a whole host of Bombardiers in on that tackle. Nichols, who's done a nice job all season for the Rocketeers, running between the tackles and coming up with some big gains, had nowhere to go. Basically, the whole front four, that Bombardier defense was all over Nichols once he received the ball.
2nd down and 9 coming up. Spiro Veritimos. Out of a shotgun, they spread the field. 3 receivers to the far side right, 2 to the near side left. Veritimos will run it up the middle, get up to the 25-yard line, brought down by Chad Vignoni. Couple of scores. Bishop Feehan on top 7-0 at the end of the first quarter on a Matt Allen touchdown. King Philip has just scored again. They lead Franklin by a score of 14-7. So Feehan on top 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. King Philip on top 14-7.
That's one thing with Veritimos kind of scamper right there. Trips right for North and split left, and Veritimo some wide open field. Nice job by Vigoretti to come up with that nice tackle.
Out of the shotgun is Veritimos. 3 receivers split to the far side right. Pass will come to the middle receiver, I believe it was, David Lang. A little down and out. Good for the first down. A pickup all the way up to the 33-yard line. Nice.
David Lang's been making plays all season like this. Look at the time Veritimos has to throw the ball. A nice short pass, little out patent by Lang when he cleared out the side with the flood, and Lang's able to pick up the 5 yards for the first down and a few more.
Now we're seeing North Attleboro really spread Attleboro out, and Attleboro a big team, and that's certainly to the advantage of North Attleboro.
And that's their first down. Third possession, first down.
They tighten things up, wing to each side, receiver to each side as well. Sweep to Jetty. Jetty looking to turn the corner, will be driven out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So it will be a pickup of, let's call it 4 on the play, a second down and 6 coming up. With 9 seconds left, we will have one more play because Jetty was knocked out of bounds.
See the white really just chasing Jetty down. You know, when anytime Jetty gets the ball, you just see the anticipation on the north sideline that big thing's going to happen. It's a good job by the Bombardiers, and scene of the game was Chris Walsh, who's also the quarterback, who typically doesn't play the defensive back during the season, but in a big game like this, last game of the season, he's in an on defense too.
So second down and 6. Motion before the play. And that will go against the Red Rocketeers. And actually, let's call it a second down and 10 coming up for North Attleboro. You'll see the motion for those of you watching this game on North TV. Some of you I know are listening to the audio of this game on WARL radio. So a second down and 10 coming up for North Attleboro now with 7 seconds. Now in the NFL, they'd say, please reset the clock to 9 seconds.
That was pretty good, Peter.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be an NFL official. North Attleboro spreads the field again. They have 3 receivers split to the far side right. They pass to Norris, who was lined up in the backfield. Norris turns the corner. Will be driven out of bounds at the, stepped out of bounds back at the 44-yard line. And that will be the last play of the first quarter. Did he get the first down? Yes, indeed, he did. So 10 minutes are down. We have 30 minutes to go. No score from the Raymond E. Beaupre Junior Field. Attleboro and North scoreless.
North TV Sports, recognized by the Alliance for Community Media as the best sports coverage in the entire northeastern United States.
For the millions living with COPD, breathing becomes a struggle. COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. You may have heard of it as chronic bronchitis or emphysema. Over time, you feel like you're breathing through a straw. It's the 4th leading cause of death in the U.S., and it took my grandmother. If you're over 35 and have ever smoked, you could be at risk. Good news is, you can improve your symptoms. I'm Danica Patrick, and I drive for COPD. Join the movement at driveforcopd.com, take our screening questionnaire today, and talk to your doctor.
A lot of fans in attendance, young and old, supporting their teams. First down and 10 carry for the Red Rocketeers. A little football there. Veritimos bringing it up the middle after taking the snap out of the shotgun. Met at the line of scrimmage by Brandon Mooney. So a second down and 10 coming up for the Red Rocketeers, who are at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Veritimos had nowhere to go right there. Nice job by Brandon Mooney coming in, making the big hit. Kind of looked like a broken play. It didn't look like North was in sync on that play. But anytime you have Veratimus with the ball, he's a playmaker out there, and I think North's a better team with him holding the ball and trying to get a few running yards.
2nd down and 10. Red Rocketeers spread the field. 3 receivers split to the near side. Alex Jetty made the reception and then was thrown down like a rag doll by Zach Schwieger, who then got into the face of Jetty after that play. We heard the officials talk about taunting, and it wasn't taunting, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, Sean Coughlin out there for the Bombardiers also, but Schwieger came up. That's a play that was successful against Mansfield for North Attleboro, where they get the ball, they spread it out, basically trips left, and you have a natural screen set up. And right there, Attleboro read that perfectly, took Alex Jetty down for a loss.
Red Rocketeers once again spread the field. Norris lined up beside Veratimus. Little inside reverse will result in a 1st down for the Red Rocketeers. David Lang taking the handoff from, I believe, Jetty, will get all the way down to the 44-yard line of Attleboro.
Yeah, you can see Jetty coming across, gets the ball from Veratimus and back inside for the inside counter. David Lang, and Lang's been doing this all season for North. He's been coming up with the big plays. That was a 3rd down and 13. And that's a 2nd 1st down. Nichols with the previous one was a big yardage gain after a nice long run. So 3 consecutive 1st downs for the Rocketeers.
And for those of you watching the game on North TV, you could see just how confusing it was to find the ball carrier.
And Attleboro was standing up.
1st down and 10. The lone back is Norris. Norris sweep to the far side. He is just picked up and thrown down by Schwieger again. A loss of 3. What a play by Schwieger.
Yeah, Nichols is looking at the TV going, hey, where's my blockers up front? But this is just a nice play by Zach Schwieger. He just gets from his linebacker position and just drives him to the ground. Maybe the extra shove there, making sure he was down, probably unneeded.
So 2nd down and 13 for North Attleboro at the Attleboro 47-yard line. We have 7 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first half. 10-minute quarters, which means we get to have turkey earlier today, which is certainly a good thing. Now, if they just go to the 3 timeouts, that would be even better. Pass near side is caught by Ryan Guillen. Guillen, a nice catch down at the 37-yard line. I believe he slipped. He had his knee on the ground. Veratimus delivered the pass right to his midsection. Guillen bobbled it with his knee on the ground, but then gathered it in. So a 3rd down and let's call it 3 coming up for the Red Rocketeers. They are at the Attleboro 37-yard line. 3rd down and 3, and a timeout will be called. It will be a 20-second timeout, so we will stay right here. And a big play coming up. Steve, I would think 4-down territory.
As well as your defense is playing, I wouldn't be surprised where you get the ball at the 37-yard line right here. And you've been so successful on 3rd downs. This North defense is starting. I'm sorry, this North offense is starting to get some momentum with the 3 first downs here on this drive, and maybe having the Bombardiers thinking a little bit too much what the next play is going to be. But I think a good timeout by the Bombardiers and try to settle the troops down, know your responsibilities, and hit the guy in front of you if that's what you're supposed to do.
So a 3rd down and 3, 12th drive, or 12th play of the drive coming up for North Attleboro. A wing and a receiver to each side. The near side receiver, Jetty, in motion to the far side. The left wing then will take the carry and will slip and fall. And we talked about the footing earlier. David Lang unable to gain his footing. No gain on the play, and a big 4th down call coming up. And as we thought, Steve, 4-down territory.
Yeah, 4-down territory. Good job by that North front 5, the front 4 up the Attleboro front 4. Lang got the ball, and he basically had to turn the corner, and that's where he slipped up. But that was good penetration on that counter run by the Bombardier front line.
So a big play. North Attleboro at the Attleboro 38-yard line, going left to right, ball on the right hash mark. Jetty lined up behind Veratimus, rolls out looking to pass. Pass is complete to Lang down at the 31-yard line, and the Red Rocketeers with the big 4th down conversion.
Yeah, another 3rd down conversion. And right here, Veratimus, I'm sorry, that was a 4th down conversion. Another nice job by Veratimus, throwing the ball with a run, not easy. Nice looking shot right here. You're looking at the North TV. And again, a nice sure-handed catch by David Lang.
Veritimos took about 8 steps, rolled to his left. There was a defender right there, and Veritimos with the arm strength to get it past him. Tyler Lindsay trying to dive and knock that one down. So the Red Rocketeers now first down and 10 at the Attleboro 31. They spread the field, 4 receivers near side. They set up a screen over the middle. It is complete to Norris, who lost his helmet, and we may see a face mask penalty go against the Red Rocketeers, against the Blue Bombardiers, and if that's the case, that will give North Attleboro the ball first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. And indeed, a personal foul, face mask, they'll mark it down to the 15. I know Mooney was the Blue Bombardier there. I'm not sure he was the one with the face mask penalty, or if it was one of the other players coming in. I never saw the hands get up to the face mask.
See another shot at it right here.
We're looking at the replay, and no, not yet.
It's tough to tell. Quite a big scrum. I think it was Mooney.
Might have been underneath.
I think it was Mooney when he spun, and then he got up under his face mask.
First down and 10 for the Red Rocketeers, motion penalty. And we are already at 5:25 of this second quarter. A quarter that is flying by, and we still have no score. Now, should this end in a tie, we would see the same overtime that we saw against Stoughton.
Ooh, boy, wouldn't that be exciting?
The ball goes down to the 10-yard line. They flip a coin as to which team goes first. You have 4 downs to score a touchdown. You can kick a PAT. Then the opposition gets the same 4 downs plus a chance for a PAT. If it's tied, they continue to do so, but you have to go for 2 every time. And now a timeout will be called by the Red Rocketeers, a full timeout with 5:03 left, I believe. 5 minutes exactly left, midway through the first half. No score from the Beaupre field. So, Steve, certainly a very interesting ball game. The defenses.
Yeah, you know, both defenses, these coaching staffs have done a good job of putting their plays in position to make plays, and credit to the plays. They're making plays right now. But as, again, we mentioned, as this game goes along, the offenses and the offensive coordinators, they're going to do a good job of trying to get some playmakers the ball and opportunities to make plays. So it's a nice little chess match early on right here. Some good momentum for this Rocketeer team, who's picked up 4 consecutive 4th downs, and now with the penalty, they got the ball on the 20-yard line, looking at a chance to get in the end zone. Beautiful day for a football game here. This morning, inclement weather that left, and with the tarp on the field a little murky out there in certain spots, but overall in good condition.
Yeah, the conditions of this field absolutely gorgeous. The weather is sensational. Nothing worse than being out here on a, remember the year it snowed? Ooh. Oh man, was it cold. But this is ideal. The sun is nice and warm for the spectators and the coaches. Donnie Johnson in particular would prefer more offense in this game, especially from his club. Red Rocketeers now a first down and 15 at the Attleboro 20-yard line. Norris lined up alongside Veritimos, who's in the shotgun, now rolling to his right, will run with it, tripped up by Schwieger, but not before Veritimos will pick up 6 yards on the play. A second down and 9 coming up.
And you don't typically see a quarterback make this run. Right here, he shows a great speed to the outside as you look at the replay. But at the end, you think he's going out of bounds. No, Veritimos constantly will try to pick up those extra yards. A very aggressive runner. A big part of this offense for the Rocketeers.
So second down and 9 for North Attleboro. First score of this game is going to be a very important one with the way the defenses are playing. And North Attleboro with the ball in the red zone for the second time, looking to put some points on the board. Veritimos throwing over the middle, has a man wide open, but it's overthrown. Was intended for the big tight end, Paul Norris. Norris at 6'2". 210 had a man beat, but the pass actually ended up hitting one of the supports for the goalpost.
Yeah, second time in the red zone for North Attleboro. Second time they've tried to throw the ball right down the seam to Norris. That ball was clearly overthrown, but if you're going to throw it, you want to overthrow, not underthrow it, and a chance of another interception. You saw that play that was going to happen pretty quick because all the offensive linemen of North Attleboro got right after the ankles of the Attleboro to try to get their hands on and get rid of the ball quick. Just didn't connect for North Attleboro.
Third down for the Red Rocketeers, 3rd and 9. Handoff will come to Jetty. Jetty, sweep to the far side left, will be brought down immediately. A penalty marker down. Now this is going to be a big call. Schwieger on the stop for the Blue Bombardiers, and the call will go against North Attleboro. It will be a holding penalty, and Kevin Deschaines is saying we will take the penalty. That will result in a 3rd down and 19. And push North Attleboro out of field goal range.
That's why you have to take that right there, and you got to take the 10 yards, and that makes it a much more difficult field goal position if North doesn't get. But they get a play. They've had some big 3rd down plays in this drive, and wouldn't surprise you if they came up with a big 3rd down play here.
Kevin Deschaines certainly has not seen North Attleboro as many times as we have this year. I would have taken the play because you give North 2 plays to make 19 yards. They make it.
Yeah, they've been successful in this, especially in this drive.
I'd rather see the tough field goal from a tough angle. Ball on the far hash mark. Veritimos out of the shotgun, looking to pass, throwing into the end zone. Has Lang there. Pass is incomplete. On the coverage for the Blue Bombardiers was Matt Borgelis. And Borgelis kind of snuck a left hand in there. I'm not sure whether or not the pass would have been inbounds.
Good coverage downfield by the Bombardiers, and Lang kind of ran out of room. Again, it was Borgelis down the field and also backed up for Attleboro. I believe it was Tyler Lindsay down there. This man-to-man coverage outside for the Bombardiers. They're basically saying, hey, if we're going to lose, you're going to have to throw the balls because they're really putting a lot of pressure up front trying to take away the run.
3 minutes, 35 seconds, 3:25, excuse me, left in the first half. 4th down and 19. Red Rocketeers at the 25. 3 receivers to the near side right. Veritimos looking to pass, throwing into the end zone. Pass in and out of the hands of the Red Rocketeers. Ryan Guillen, out of fairness to Guillen, J.J. Gelasso snuck in front of Guillen just as the ball was coming in. Nice play defensively by Gelasso.
And Gelasso was the safety out here. They had man-to-man coverage underneath, but Guillen ran free down the seam. Ball in and out. Tough. Would have been a very tough catch up against the goalpost again, almost taking out the north sign and the logo. But again, Gelasso, Peter, as you alluded to, great job not letting the ball get down, knocking that ball, taking away the vision of the receiver. That penalty was big on North Attleboro.
That's why you take the penalty. I told them they should have taken the penalty. 1st down 10 for the Blue Bombardiers. Running the ball as I believe Gelasso would not go down, refused to go down. Looked like a game of muckle. The guy with the ball picked up 8 yards on the carry. Make it 9, 2nd down and 1 coming up.
And when Attleboro's getting the ball to Gelasso, good things have happened. Right here, you're going to see some good blocking up front. Then Gelasso breaking a few tackles with that spin move. And once he's free, he's just got great balance and great vision, always shoulders down the field.
Score, Bishop Feion 7-0, leading Randolph at halftime. King Philip now ahead 28-7 over Franklin. Handoff up the middle. I believe it's Gelasso. And he will be thrown down. Forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So a big 3rd down coming up for the Blue Bombardiers, who do not want to punt the football back and give the Red Rocketeers
with Alex
time.
Jetty or Selner deep. That's the one thing they don't want to do. They've had a few punts, and they've been fortunate that they haven't been returned and had some good bounces.
We will head down to Josh Perry, who now has plenty of time to report after a 5-yard procedure penalty against the Blue Bombardiers. Josh?
Thanks, Peter. After that first drive, Spiro Veritimos throwing the interception, came to the sidelines. He was really down, but all of his teammates came up, patted him on the helmet. And you could see on that last drive, he definitely has his confidence back, leading this offense just inches away from getting North the opening score. Back to you guys.
Thank you, sir. And I'm not sure what happened here.
That was prior to the false start. Attleboro called the timeout, which is
wow. So no false start penalty against the Blue Bombardiers, who were granted the timeout before the motion penalty. So Attleboro will have a 3rd down and 1 rather than a 3rd down and 6 with 2:04 left in the first half.
Yeah, it's more like a 3rd down and probably 2, but still, that was big. I mean, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 7.
Amazing, Steve. The scoreboard said 3rd and 1. You said closer to 3rd and 2, and I looked up and they changed the scoreboard. The power of Steve Wu on North TV.
The official timer and the official up here in the booth, we're becoming friends. I can actually see his clock. It's 2:04. I don't have to see the sun glare off the scoreboard.
Yeah, very difficult. When they put that scoreboard in,
he's coming over for dinner too.
Oh, your house. What time were you arriving? So 3rd down, and Steve's calling it 2. I'm calling it 1. We'll call it 1.5. Handoff up the middle. Gelasso lowers his head and will pick up the first down up to the 37-yard line. And Steve, I'm sensing a North Attleboro sideline that's a little stunned here.
Yeah, little stunned, but you know they're not typical to be in this Thanksgiving Day rival and not put some points on the board. But all season, North Attleboro has played some very tough teams, and they've played some good games, especially early in the season when the offense didn't break out yet, and it was the defense that kept them in it, and then the offense would get a touchdown or 2, and that would be the game. We could see the same thing if you're a Rocketeer fan. There's plenty of football left.
Blue Bombardiers going right to left out of an I formation. Walsh under pressure, throwing downfield. That one will be intercepted by David Lang at the 38. Lang across midfield down to the 43-yard line, and Chris Walsh shaken up on the play, having a difficult time getting up as the Red Rocketeers celebrate the interception.
Yeah, Chris Walsh is going to get hit at the end of this play. He basically got almost hit from the back there, but he looks like he's going to be okay up off his own power. David Lang with the interception. Ball was underthrown down the field. Attleboro trying to take a chance. It's going to give North Attleboro ball back with 1 minute and 19 seconds here. A chance to get on the board with, again, very good field position.
And you believe 4 timeouts, right? Ball at the 43-yard line of AHS. North with Norris lined up in the backfield behind Varitimos. Out of the shotgun. Pass to Jetty is complete. Red Rocketeer fans wanted a penalty on Cleveland White, who made the tackle. The tackle was made top of the shoulder pads, back of the helmet. That's not a penalty. They thought it was, actually did not even have the back of the helmet. He just simply had the top of the helmet.
Clearly tackled high, but not a penalty. North has done a good job throwing the ball underneath against this man-to-man.
2nd down and a short 2. Pass far side. Nice catch by David Lang. Varitimos rolling to his left, delivered the pass. Lang dove, made the catch, and a 1st down and 10 for the Red Rocketeers at the 31-yard line of Attleboro with 47 seconds left. And North Attleboro will take the 22nd timeout here, and we believe they have 3 remaining.
The Bombardiers are putting so many guys in the zone right there in that box to take away the run and the inside counters that North has been so effective doing all season. And Attleboro's done a great job of getting to the sidelines and taking away the speed of Alex Jetty and also David Lang, which is really forcing North Attleboro to throw the ball. They've tried to throw the ball down the field, very unsuccessful with the 1 turnover, but they are getting those little quick slants and the quick hooks and outside that are throwing the ball underneath against this man-to-man coverage.
1st down and 10, Red Rocketeers. 2 receivers to each side with Norris in the backfield. Varitimos out of the shotgun, has a man wide open. Jetty, touchdown! Wide open, Alex Jetty. North on top, 6-0. 40 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, North Attleboro, great job. Veritimo, you see Alex Jetty running into your living room, then cutting down the field. The out and up, wide open. The safety went to the post, and Jetty was wide open. And Alex Jetty's just not going to drop that pass. And what an outstanding throw by Varitimos.
So North Attleboro will most likely go into the locker room with the lead, and now Varitimos on to attempt the PAT. The holder is Ryan Guillen. The snap, a low one. Guillen able to get it down. Varitimos, not a pretty kick, but it counts for a point nonetheless. 7-0, North on top. 40 seconds left in the half.
Again, you're going to look at this highlight. Underneath, the Rocketeers are setting this play up. They're throwing the ball with the out and the up. Now it's the up. And look again, there's no one within 15 yards of Jetty. The safety went to the middle of the field and wide open. A nice job setting up that play by the coaching staff of North Attleboro. And again, the kids on the field making the play happen. And that's a big momentum changer, too. When you look at the under 2 minutes ago, Attleboro's got the first down. They look to throw the ball down the field. The big pickoff by David Lang sets up that touchdown. A couple plays later, Pete, you had talked about it. These offenses are starting to get familiar with what the defenses are doing, and now North Attleboro coach Sullivan is actually throwing underneath and then the out and up. I mean, that's just a kind of easy way to set that play up, too. If you're Attleboro, you have to be so frustrated because that's the one deep play on an out pattern that you cannot give up, especially right before halftime.
And Attleboro has been fortunate with a couple of the long passes. Lang almost pulled one over on the far sideline in the end zone. Then, of course, Guillen had his pass, his reception broken up at the last second by Gelasso. So the kickoff for the Blue Bombardiers and a big return for the Blue Bombardiers. That is Jared Harris all the way to midfield. They are saying he stepped out back at about 44-yard line, but excellent field position with 31 seconds left. And Attleboro with, we believe, 2 timeouts remaining. Well, Steve's even stealing notes from
I
the
actually have
officials
my own
timeouts
notes, but I can double check my work.
I bet you did awesome when you were a student, just looking off the other kids' notes.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I would say this, it's the library theory. When you go to the library, you just don't look around for an hour to find the book. You go to the librarian. You know what I mean?
Good point. But you have to talk quietly. Shh. First down and 10, Blue Bombardiers out of an I formation. Handoff will come to Gelasso. Gelasso to the right side, turns the corner, gets into Attleboro territory, and the Blue Bombardiers will call a timeout here with 25 seconds remaining. And Attleboro, Steve, starting to move the football, but the time, I think, is going to hurt them here.
Yeah, North Attleboro is really taking away the pass right now. They're kind of more of in a prevent, and now you're looking in and you're saying you got Sam Conley coming back in the game, number 68, and also number 33, Austin Renzi, going to have a timeout Attleboro. So, but it looked like North was going to go with a 5-man front right there and try to take away the run and not allow Attleboro to potentially get into some field goal range.
And Attleboro taking the full timeout with 25 seconds left, so they will have no timeouts left, right, Steve? One left. I'm confused. The North Attleboro Band will be performing at halftime. We will see their performance on North TV. And
what a game, though, Peter, huh?
Oh, great game. So much better than last year's game with the 91 points, because this one's competitive.
Very competitive, and this is the way the whole season's been for both of these teams. I know you and Josh alluded to in the pregame show that Attleboro's struggle against KP and also Mansfield, but overall, these have been 2 very competitive teams.
Yeah, they certainly have been. 7-0. North Attleboro on top. Blue Bombardiers with 25 seconds left. Pitch to Gelasso, who's looking to pass downfield, will throw it away as no one was open. Nice call there by Kevin Deschaines and the Blue Bombardiers. Unfortunately for Attleboro, North Attleboro had the penetration, and that broke it up immediately.
And Attleboro setting up a future play with that. If you saw that play again develop, the play was going to be going around, but you watch the quarterback, Chris Walsh, is a very sure-handed receiver also. He played some receiver in the early days here at Attleboro High School. He was wide open down the left sideline. That's one of the reasons why the Attleboro is going to come back to that play for sure.
18 seconds left. Second down and 10 for Attleboro out of an I formation. 2 receivers split to the near side left. Blue Bombardiers run the screen against a blitz by the Red Rocketeers. Looked like it would go for huge yardage, but David Lang might have saved a touchdown. Attleboro doesn't even get the first down and will now call a timeout with 8 seconds left. Steve, that looked like a 7-6 game.
You know, perfect. You got your ends coming in, Carmichael Norris, and you throw the ball out. Look at, you got the numbers. Look at Lang, though. Just fight off the Bombardier, make the tackle. I talk about all season. That is such a difficult play. And for David Lang to get up there and make this play, I mean, that is how you play a cornerback or a linebacker. I mean, look at the numbers down the field. The block is trying to be there. That's just a great individual play by David Lang.
That might have been a touchdown. Because
and David Lang, you look at defensively what David Lang's done. Interception, a play on the outside like that. I mean, there's plenty of room. Peter, touchdown, that was definitely a possibility on that catch.
So now with 8 seconds remaining, no timeouts. In all likelihood, this will be the last play of the half. An entertaining half of football. Last 2 minutes, though, seems as though they've taken about 40 minutes.
The offense got involved in the game a little bit. No more 3 and outs.
Good point. So 3rd down and 1. So it's a 3rd down and 1 for the Blue Bombardiers. Walsh stepping up in the pocket, will throw downfield, pass incomplete with 2 seconds left. And Walsh that time actually had some time to throw, although the pocket did collapse toward the end of that play.
Yeah, the Bombardiers basically running a 400 route. You got your outside slot left, slot right. Everyone's trying to run to a seam and just ball overthrown. Once again, David Lang, who else for the Rocketeers, right on the play.
Take a closer look. Is there more than one player with 24 on their back? Because Lang has just been everywhere.
It's funny, you look at David Lang, he's got brothers on the team, a brother that's graduated. I mean, he's been experiencing this rivalry since he was so young, and now you get the opportunity to get out there and make plays, and he's doing that. What a special day for him.
4th down and 1. Red Rocketeers come with the blitz. Attleboro, a definite hold. Walsh will be brought down, the sack, and the hold won't matter because the Red Rocketeers will head into the locker room with the 7-0 lead. We'll be back. Our halftime report. North Attleboro, the touchdown pass to Jetty, leads by 7.
Do you have an event, meeting, or group? Do you want it shown on North TV's community bulletin board? Here's how you can do it. Mail your announcement to the address shown. Email it to mmiller@northtv.net. Or drop it off at our North TV studio. Please include who, what, where, when, why, and of course, how to get more info. Please have your announcement to us within 21 days prior to the event.
The videos we receive from North TV are a great addition to the sunchronicle.com. We can provide stories and photos, but the videos sort of bring the news to life. They really add a whole nother dimension and really make best use of the different things that you can do on a news website. So we really appreciate them from North TV, and we're hoping that the readers will click on to them.
Welcome back, 7-0 our lead. The North Attleboro Red Rocketeer cheerleaders are getting ready to perform. Across the way, the Attleboro cheerleaders are performing. And once they are done, the North cheerleaders on the home side of the field on the track will perform, and we will pick up their performance. North Attleboro on top, 7-0. The Red Rocketeer cheerleaders ready to perform here at halftime. Let's pick up their performance. Unfortunately, our shotgun microphone appears to be off right now, so we cannot listen to their cheer, but we will watch it. 7-0, the score at the half. First half statistics, Matt Luigi has those. Matt?
Spiro Veritimos is 9 for 13 for 79 yards, and Dave Lang has 3 carries for 15 yards. And Dave Lang also has, Alex Jetty has 3 catches for 38 yards. For Attleboro, Chris Walsh is 2 for 6 for 11 yards, and J.J. Galasso has 13 carries for 67 yards, and Sean Coughlin has 1 catch for 10 yards.
Thank you, Matt Luigi. It was a pleasure seeing you at the Hall of Fame banquet on Tuesday night there in support of Bud Holden, the honorary inductee. I'm not sure if we have some highlights to take a look at here. Let's do that. This was in the early going. As a matter of fact, first play from scrimmage. Pass was complete over on the far side. The ball then hopped right into the hands of North Attleboro's Wes Nichols, who brought the ball into the end zone, but a clipping penalty would force North Attleboro back. And on their first play from scrimmage, looking to get the points on the board that were taken off the board, an interception, a nice interception on an underthrown ball by Tyler Lindsay, and Attleboro had dodged the bullet. Later on, now in the second quarter, Chris Walsh under pressure throws downfield. David Lang the interception. Lang, a nice return for the Red Rocketeers. And after Attleboro started to move the ball, North able to turn them back. And then North finally getting on the board. Spiro Veritimos finding a wide open Alex Jetty for the 6 points. The Veritimos PAT made it 7-0. Steve, your thoughts on first half play?
You know, very entertaining. I mean, defensive struggle, both teams kind of figuring each other out in the last 5 minutes of the first half, and North getting on the board with that nice out and up run by Alex Jetty. I think you're going to see more of the same. I don't know if there's going to be all these big changes on the up front. I think offensively, Attleboro needs to pound the ball up in the middle against a very, very good North Attleboro front 4 or 5, depending on what front to go with.
Josh, you've been on the sidelines. Your thoughts?
Well, honestly, it's been a pretty chippy game between these two teams. Very physical and very emotional for both sides. I think it's a great advertisement for this rivalry. And you know, we talked, can Attleboro compete with North? I think we've seen through the first half at least that they're competitive. Now they have to again try to take that next step, but North's defense is dominant.
7-0 is our score at the half. We are going to take a break, and then we will be back when the North Attleboro band takes the field. Their team on top by a touchdown and a PAT. A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
Help protect nature's beauty and the environment by recycling your old rechargeable batteries. Call 8772-RECYCLE or visit us online at calltorecycle.org.
Seven to nothing our score at the half. We are ready to watch the performance of the North Attleboro Band. Halftime Thanksgiving Day 2011. Here they are.
7-0 our score at the half. North Attleboro's marching band. That was one song from their halftime performance. Let's pick up their second song. A great performance by the North Attleboro Band. A great performance by their defense as well. They're shutting out the Blue Bombardiers. We'll see if they can continue to do so in the second half right after this.
A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
We ready to go? Second half action. Blue Bombardiers will be kicking off. Kicking off, Dylan Valancourt for Attleboro. Red Rocketeers muff the kick. Dwayne Hunter Jr. was looking directly into the sun. And fortunately, Alex Jetty able to fall on the ball. Steve, it's a very low sun for this time of day, and Hunter appeared to be looking directly into it and very fortunate not to cough up that football.
Yeah, definitely. And Hunter, he's just had an outstanding season in special teams. He's got the opportunity to play some offense and had some big runs for this Rocketeer team. But really, he's really been a special teams standout for sure for the Rocketeers.
So the Red Rocketeers on top 7-0 to start out second half play with the ball at their own 21-yard line. One lone receiver split to the near side. That's Guillen. Loaded backfield, Jetty on the sweep to the near side, following a wall of blockers, will get up to the 24. So a pickup of 3 on the carry, and a 2nd down and 7 coming up. I have a score from Franklin High School. King Philip is on top now, 35-14. The big surprise, Steve, Foxborough leading Mansfield 7-0 at the half.
Yeah, that is a surprise. I mean, you look at the Rex Kelly, we've been talking about that, but in the Davenport division, there's a bunch of playoff. Oliver Ames holds their own destiny if they beat Sharon, but if Sharon wins, Canton beats Stoughton, then Sharon would go. If Stoughton wins and Sharon beats Oliver Ames, and Stoughton would win. I mean, it's just been a really competitive Hockomock league.
Handoff will come to the back alongside Veritimos. That was Norris. Wesley Nichols, excuse me. I said Norris. Nichols on the carry will pick up maybe a yard or two. Let's call it a 3rd down and 5 coming up. Oliver Ames, Steve, I don't have the exact score, but has a big lead on Sharon. So OA most likely will be representing the Davenport division. And my brother-in-law, Mike Gallagher, texting me, Bishop Feehan is on top 10-0 over Randolph in the 4th quarter. Third down and 5. Veritimos out of the shotgun. Swing pass to Nichols, who is brought down immediately. It will be a loss of 5 on the play, and a 4th down and 10 coming up. Zach Schwieger having a monster game defensively.
And you see that's a swing pass, and that's a lateral the way they threw the ball right there, but Schwieger he's had a nice game outside, really taking down those outside plays. It's when North Attleboro's getting the ball about 5 to 7 yards down the field is when North's been effective moving the ball.
It's interesting coming out to start out second half play. The thinking was if North Attleboro can come down and score, this game's over. Yeah. But Attleboro's defense was up to the challenge.
Well, Attleboro gave up that one big play, obviously, and that was the result of a touchdown. Other than that, it's been very difficult yardage for the Rocketeers.
Alex Jetty, a booming punt that will land out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and that's where Attleboro will take over at their own 38, 1st down and 10.
That's actually, I would say, it's tough to see where we are on the other side of the field from Attleboro, but where that ball went out is where they mocked that. Typically, it's mocked by the official behind the punter because it's usually an angled punt. So it's a good spot right there for the Rocketeers, and still a good field position to start off here in the second half for the Bombardiers. But they probably cost them about 5 or 6 yards of offense.
So first down and 10 for Attleboro. Let's see if they keep the ball on the ground here in the second half. They had a lot of success. Gelasso, the first down carry. Forward progress will give him about a yard. Gelasso now with 68 yards on 9 carries. Dan Cummings, the stop for the Red Rocketeers. Attleboro, their road white jerseys, the blue pants. North, the home red jerseys, white pants. Normally you say the color of the helmets, but the helmets are so many colors because they get to decorate them.
Well,
on
actually,
Thanksgiving
Attleboro is
Day.
back to their traditional white helmets, going from the blue to the silver in recent years. They're back to a white helmet.
Hand off up the middle. I believe it was Gelasso. It was Gelasso. He'll get up to the 43-yard line. So a third down and 6 coming up for Attleboro. North on top 7-0 and man, that clock was tough to read in the first half. It's even tougher now. 6:36 left. The clock is running. Third down out of an I formation. Blue Bombardiers, a flanker to the far side right. Receiver to the near side left. Gelasso on the carry. Gelasso will be brought down. Will get up to the 44. Gain of a yard on the play. So a fourth down and 5 coming up. And Josh mentioned at halftime the chippiness out on the field. And we're seeing it after a number of plays, Stephen. That's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. It's just very, very competitive here game. And it's not surprising we get so much riding on these games and the bragging rights. And, I mean, these are the games as you're in high school you remember as you move forward. So you definitely want an opportunity to come away with a victory. And Attleboro being down 5 and North doing a good job defensively, stopping any kind of momentum after that good defensive stand for the Bombardiers.
So the Blue Bombardiers, Lindsay, a bad snap, able to field it. Ball goes off the side of his foot. Will remain inbounds. Now will go out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that's where North, leading 7-0, takes over first down and 10.
Yeah, good job. It looked like North was really not trying to go for the block, but they were going to put a body on everyone, which was going to allow Alex Jetty to get the ball in some open field, which really allowed the punter for Attleboro, Tyler Lindsay, to corral that ball and get the ball down the field. Nice job. Sustain, have good control, get the foot on the ball, and change the field position.
Red Rocketeers once again spread the field. First down and 10 at their own 30. Baratimos rolling out right, gets the pass away, overthrown. Pass was intended for David Lang. So North Attleboro will have a second down and 10.
Good job. David Lang's been very successful this morning, actually, making that catch just a little out flat pattern and playing man-to-man on the outside of the Bombardiers. He's been able to get open, and Baratimos has done a good job of throwing the ball underneath. Right there, good coverage by the Bombardiers.
It's still morning, 11:37. Seems like afternoon already. My stomach's telling me so. Baratimos, the lone back, wing to each side, slot to the near side, and a penalty marker down. Illegal procedure against the Red Rocketeers. So that will result in a second down and 15. Ball will be spotted back at the 25-yard line.
See the motion, you get two guys moving right there. Basically the running back and also the wing coming in motion from the slot. Easy call for the official. There hasn't been a lot of penalties, but the penalties that have happened have been very big penalties and kind of changing drive, momentum.
So Attleboro's defense looking to come up with a big play. They need a big play defensively to maybe jumpstart the offense. Red Rocketeers, everyone loaded to the far side left. Handoff will come up the middle. It's Hunter. Hunter will gain maybe 2 yards on the carry, corralled there by Brendan Arun.
Yeah, Moody was the first one to make contact and finishing it up. Number 42, Coughlin, 5'11", 180 linebacker. He's a senior playing his last game for the Bombardiers. Dwayne Hunter, we mentioned special teamer. He's only a junior, 5'6", 169. He's got the opportunity as the season's going on to get the ball in the backfield, and he's made the most of it.
And a penalty marker again. And you can see frustration on the part of the Red Rocketeer interior line. I'm not sure what the problem is here. The Attleboro player was pointing to the official. That's one thing, Steve, that irritates me about football. An official will watch the play, and you see it more on the professional level. The defense will point once the guy moves, and then they throw the flag. Well, why do you wait until he points? If he moved, throw the flag.
Yeah, that's what the flag's for.
It's like the interference penalty on the professional level. Veritimos now 3rd down and 20. Throws one up for grabs. It will be caught by David Lang. No, caught and intercepted by Tyler Lindsay. Lindsay, first of all, was it Cleveland White or Lindsay? Cleveland White came away with it. I thought Lindsay was there. He almost had it stolen away by North Attleboro's David Lang, and somehow Cleveland came up with it.
And Veritimos wants to run the ball. He's looking downfield, but Coughlin, number 52 of the Bombardiers, there, so he can't run it. Throws it down maybe as good as a punt. It surely looked right here that David Lang was going to come up with that.
Oh, that was not caught. He picked that off the ground.
He pulled that. Was it on the ground?
Yeah, he picked that off the ground. I don't know if we can see that again after this play. Pitch will come far side. The tailback in the I formation, Malik Clark, will turn it around the corner, pick up a yard. Now, we'll watch the very end where you have the monitor here in the booth. Now, this is not the angle we had before. The ball, the Veritimo pass thrown.
It's definitely on the ground.
Yeah. I don't know if we could see that other angle
rolled over
again.
and grabbed it and then rolled over.
The other angle, you could clearly see it come off the ground. 2nd down and 9 for the Blue Bombardiers at the 49-yard line of North Attleboro. The tailback in the I formation is Malik Clark. He will be tripped up in the backfield, will not even get back to the line of scrimmage. A 3rd down and 10 coming up. And Steve, one more look at it. The handheld camera on the sideline, we're looking very closely here. The ball actually goes off the back of one of the North Attleboro players. Very slowly, we're looking at the replay. It lands on the ground and picked up by Cleveland White. Who's David Cleveland? Cleveland White.
Sold it.
David Cleveland's a pitcher, isn't he?
Sorry?
Isn't David Cleveland a pitcher? 3rd down carry, Blue Bombardiers. On the carry was Malik Clark, his 3rd consecutive carry. Very close to a 1st down. Attleboro will have a 4th down and about a foot coming up. And you're at a point of the game, Steve, you have to go for it here.
I think you do. You got to be aggressive here if you're the Bombardiers. I mean, you're not looking to turn the ball over here on downs, but in order to be aggressive and keep that offense on the field and try to make something happen, because this North defense has done an outstanding job up front. Again, Beckwith and Peters, number 73, and Norris done an outstanding job.
Play of the game right here. 4th down and 1, Blue Bombardiers, I formation. Chris Walsh, quarterback sneak, has not only the 1st down, but an additional 2 yards. Attleboro now 1st down and 10 at the North Attleboro 37-yard line.
And that's what you do. You get up to the line of scrimmage, quick count, and just get some good push. You look at the push of the Bombardier front 3 right there between the center and the 2 guards, and Walsh had plenty of room to get that 1st down. That's a nice momentum changer if you're a Bombardier fan.
We will head down to Josh Perry right after this play. We have 2:17 left in the 1st quarter. 3rd quarter, excuse me. Fumble on the snap, and the Red Rocketeers once again come up with it. Blue Bombardiers shoot themselves in the foot. Let's head down to Josh Perry. Josh?
You know, Malik Clark just coming up with that fumble. I was surprised not to see him too much in the first half. He's been outstanding this year in his junior season. The speed and power that he has could probably give North Attleboro's defense some fits. Obviously, the turnover, the 3rd of the game for the Bombardiers, and again, now North Attleboro with a chance to try to extend the lead. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Harrison Carmichael, we believe, came up with that fumble recovery.
Yeah.
Steve, we've seen it so many Thanksgiving days. Not only has North beaten Attleboro over the years, and they've done so 9 out of every 10 years, but Attleboro tends to beat themselves. And now offsetting personal fouls after the end of that play is play getting very chippy. But, you just start to get momentum, and then you turn the ball over.
It just never really got control of the ball. I believe it was Clark out of the backfield, and Harrison Carmichael, again, staying home from the end position. He does a good job getting outside, and the ball goes outside, and he pounces on it. Unfortunately, after the skirmish right there, a little skirmish and offsetting, so the end result's going to be North Attleboro ball with great field position. 3rd turnover of the game for Attleboro.
So North Attleboro looking for possibly the knockout blow with the ball at their own 37-yard line. 3 receivers split to the near side line, brought down in the backfield. Zach Schwieger yet again, a loss of 5, make it 6 on the play.
That was an outstanding play by Zach Schwieger coming up. You see him scraping the line of scrimmage right here off the TV monitor, comes up, and he just basically blows up that initial blocker and gets to Jetty down the field. You know, Alex Jetty, he can get to the outside, and we mentioned he can take it down the field at any time. He's just not able to get the ball in open field. Schwieger's been all over him all day.
2nd down and 16 for the Red Rocketeers. Ball back at their 36-yard line. I erred earlier by saying it was at the 37. It was at the 42. Jetty off of the little inside reverse. A number of Red Rocketeers there, Blue Bombardiers there, excuse me. But one of them once again was Zach Schwieger, a pickup of 1 on the play. So let's call it, well, we're going to keep it as 3rd down and 16.
Yeah, the inside counter again that's been successful for this Rocketeer team. In the first half, David Lang had a big 1st down on a 3rd down play. Keep the chains moving. Trying to mix it up and trying to get some flow and against the grain movement, but Schwieger staying home, scraping and getting to the linebacker, getting to the running back as Jetty tries to pick up a few yards, but not able to.
We have some scores. 4th quarter, Bishop Feion 17-0 over Randolph. King Philip a 42-14 victory over Franklin, and Oliver Ames a huge lead over Sharon in the 2nd half. Veritimos under pressure. 3rd down and long, will throw it away, and North Attleboro will be forced to punt the football here with 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They lead 7-0. So the Mansfield Hornets, who last we knew were trailing Foxborough by a 7-0 score, hoping for an Attleboro punt return for a touchdown here, because if Attleboro wins, Mansfield is in. Otherwise, it looks as though KP will be representing the Kelly Rex division. Jetty standing back at his own 23-yard line, gets away a good punt. Will be taken by Gelasso at his 27-yard line. Penalty marker down, clearly a block in the back. Yet another one. The return back up to the 32-yard line, and then pushing and shoving at the end of that play. So after the penalty, North Attleboro will be in great position defensively, as Attleboro will start this drive at their own 13-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Legal block in the back right there. So we're going to have the 1 penalty. I didn't have 2. Clearly right here in the back of your screen, 22 for the Bombardiers, gets in the back. I think it was Guillen down there that got whacked. Gelasso trying to make a play. End result's going to be 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage from where the reception was made by Gelasso on the punt. So long field here against a very good defensive team in North Attleboro, and defensively for North Attleboro, they've been stellar all game. Talk about the front 4, and sometimes it's the 5 with Dan Cunningham in the game. But you got Norris, Carmichael, Beckwith, and Sean Peters. Missed some time early on, and don't forget we're missing the senior tri-captain, Will Comer.
So after the penalty, Attleboro with the ball at their own 15-yard line. Malik Clark, handoff up the middle, into the open field, down to the 40-yard line, down to the 20. One man to beat. He will go 85 yards, touchdown, 7-6, North by 1. 85-yard touchdown. Malik Clark, who did not get a lot of carries in the first half, now with 5 consecutive carries here in the second half. But the big one, an 85-yarder, and people in Mansfield are cheering that one.
I tell you, arguably, along with Jetty, you see number 18, 2 of the fastest players on the field. We mentioned it in the pregame, but right there, Clark just getting to the end zone, 85 yards, a huge play, and just what the Bombardiers needed to get some confidence in that offense, because the defense for the Bombardiers have been playing excellent.
So a very big PAT coming up. Tim Walsh, a sophomore, younger brother of Chris Walsh, will be on to attempt the extra point. And that was a shocker, Steve. I have to admit, I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming no.
Now Walsh is kicking from an area of the field where they spread sand earlier. They have had some problems with that spot at the 5-yard line. And before the PAT, Attleboro is going to take a full timeout. That's how important this kick is at the end of the third quarter. That was actually the end of the third quarter. So Steve, a sophomore kicker coming on to try to tie this one up.
Yeah, he hasn't really kicked, and he wasn't the full-time kicker as the season. We see Clark get into the end zone once again on the replay. Just a real long run for the Bombardiers right there against a front four that once the defense broke down up front, Clark just had too much speed. But you look at Chris, the person holding the ball is, I believe it's Chris Walsh for his brother Tim, and that's the quarterback and the backup quarterback too.
So Chris Walsh holding for his brother Tim Walsh. The snap is a good one. The kick is up. The kick is good. And Dennis and Nancy Ann Walsh have big smiles on the face. We're tied up at 7.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to Dennis Walsh the other night at the Hall of Fame banquet, and they were looking forward, needless to say, to this game with a couple of sons getting the opportunity to play. And right there, Tim with the big play and the handoff by Chris Walsh.
The end of the third quarter. We forgot it was the end of the third. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. What a game.
I am curing diabetes, and I'm curing it in the United States and abroad.
I'm just hoping to build a really strong foundation, which is why we wanted to bring Amy here, because she's such a strong woman.
You know, I was made aware, you know, before we met of the, you know, long-standing tradition of having 3 principals at the building for a 45-year period, you know, and the incredible work they've done so far. And just to be part of that and to have that baton, as you mentioned, being passed on to me, is just a true honor.
Start of the fourth quarter. We're so excited about an 85-yard touchdown run. You don't see that very often on Thanksgiving Day. We forgot it was the end of the third quarter. I had Chris Miller in my ear saying, are you going to the break or not?
It's a surprise I do, Peter, because these defenses have been so good to give up the big play like that. It's just it's not a trademark of this game like this early on, but also the Rocketeers. They've been so good against the run. They've only given up a few big plays all season, but none bigger than that.
So 7-7, and let's not forget, if at the end of this next 10 minutes they are still tied, we will go to the overtime, and we saw that in a game at Community Field season against Stoughton. North Attleboro pulling out the victory. And it was absolutely thrilling. Short kick will come down to the 13-yard line. Taken there by Alex Jetty. Picks up a block. Jetty up the middle. Jetty in the open field will be dragged down from behind. And possibly saving a touchdown was Tom Burns for the Blue Bombardiers.
And Jetty with great speed just runs north to south right here and almost got outside, but Burns was able to take him down. Good field position for this Rocketeer team offensively to get something going. The run really hasn't been a factor here for the Rocketeers. Throwing the ball underneath has been where they've been chipping away and pick up the first downs.
Safe to say, unless we're in overtime, next TD wins. Sweep, Jetty. Jetty gets by one. Blue Bombardier will slip and fall. I think of all the players, Jetty will pick up 4 yards on the carry. Matt Bergelis for the Blue Bombardiers. I think of all the players that this field has impacted, it seems to have hurt Jetty the most because he's been unable to make that sharp cut.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's playing on the same field, but understandably, with the speed that Jetty possesses, there's a clear impact on his game or anyone with speed. But the advantage is when you're running the ball, you know where you're trying to get to. The defense doesn't. So again, he's just like Malik Clark. He's capable of taking the distance.
Second down and 6 for the Red Rocketeers. Varitimos out of the shotgun, rolling to his right, looking to pass for Lang. Makes a great catch at the 33-yard line of AHS. David Lang. The reception of the Varitimo pass.
Yeah, Lang's had a huge game, and Varitimo stepping down. He's trying to get the ball downfield to Norris, but he's covered, and Varitimos was able to keep this play alive. No pressure on him. And Lang, just an outstanding catch, getting down the field, going up strong. Right along the sideline. Big play for the Rocketeer offense, just what they needed.
We have a final. Bishop Feehan defeated Randolph by a score of 17-0 in Randolph, and Franklin is on the board again. Now trails 42-21, but we knew KP was going to score points. First down and 10, Red Rocketeers at the Attleboro 33. Handoff up the middle, it's Nichols, and he has just driven back for the Blue Bombardiers. One of the players, Brandon Mooney. A big hit, but Mooney had plenty of help up the middle.
Yeah, Mooney was the first one there, but there's 3 or 4 Bombardiers. I mean, just nowhere to go. That's stuff in the middle. Seeing the background, the Bombardier coaching staff and the players very excited, feeling some game-changing events as the Rocketeers start to move the ball.
Now, I realize there was an 85-yard run involved in this, but Attleboro 183 yards of total offense, North Attleboro 139, and what's shocking is only 42 on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Attleboro coming in, talking to the coaching staff for Attleboro, they wanted to make Varitimos throw the ball, and he's answered throwing the ball underneath, and right there, again, another play that was successful a couple weeks ago with the big win for the Rocketeers over Mansfield, getting the ball underneath the base of that screen.
Yeah, second down and 10. Varitimos threw to Jetty, who came out behind the other receivers. He was split next to on the near side left. Almost a little screen there.
It's like a little bubble screen, basically said. You see the Patriots run it all the time with Wes Welka, kind of naturally built in with a couple of receivers out there blocking downfield, but ball wasn't caught.
So a third down and 10, possible 4-down territory for the Red Rocketeers at the Attleboro 33. Nichols lined up next to Varitimos. Varitimos out of the shotgun, throws downfield, passes complete. Guillen will make the catch down at the 20-yard line. Ryan Guillen defensively for the Blue Bombardiers, Jared Harris, but Varitimos threaded the needle, just got it past.
I tell you, Varitimos, he's just, look at that ball on the run. I mean, so difficult to do, and Guillen with a sure-handed catch down on his knees again. He's had a couple of big catches in this game. Good coverage by the Bombardiers, just a fantastic throw.
So North Attleboro knocking on the door in the red zone yet again. Ball just inside the 20-yard line. First down and 10, wing to each side, little inside reverse. Lang, the second man through with the ball, gets inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9-yard line. Sean Coughlin saves the touchdown with the tackle for AHS.
Well, inside handoff again, and it's been effective. After a pass play that's been effective running inside like that with that little counter, Lang answers the bell. Lang has had a great game offensively, defensively. He's just been all around the ball.
First down and goal for the Red Rocketeers, who will take a timeout here. And will it be a 20-second timeout or a full timeout? It will be a 20-second timeout. Steve, what a football game. Great football game, Steve.
Oh, outstanding. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. It was so loud in here, but outstanding football game. And this is what you want as these rivals get into these Thanksgiving Day games. Unfortunately, over the years, we haven't had these games where these contests have been close. Well, the last few years, they've been a little bit more competitive. But this game, this is really what the Hockomock's been all season long. Very competitive football games, whether it's in the Davenport, the Rex Kelly. It doesn't matter the school enrollment. They've been very competitive football games, game in and game out.
First down and goal for the Red Rocketeers. Nichols lined up again, aside Veratimo. Swing pass to Nichols. Nichols will get to the 6-yard line, brought it to the near side left. Brought down by Brandon Mooney of the Blue Bombardiers, so a second down and goal coming up at the 7.
Yeah, also Tyler Lindsay was in on that play too. A little swing pass, get the ball to Nichols. Mooney actually made the attempt at the tackle, and Lindsay was able to clean him up.
6 minutes, 50 seconds, clock is running. Veratimos out of the shotgun, has a wing to each side. The right wing in motion to the near side. The little inside reverse. Lang, the second man through. Veratimos handing off to Jetty, who then hands off to to Lang. The timing on that one did not seem as crisp as some of the others.
It definitely wasn't crisp. You get the inside. It was almost like a pitch almost. It wasn't a handoff, but
got down to the 5-yard line, so a third down and goal from the 5.
Nothing's easy for this Rocketeer team, though.
No, what would be interesting here? No, well, let's see this play.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll think, do you go field goal or not? Veratimos, play action, rolling to his right, will run with it, will make the cut, will be denied.
It's down inside the 1?
Yeah, about 3 inches shy of the goal line. 2 Blue Bombardiers came up, and it appeared as though Veratimos
I think he's going to be inside a foot.
Well, it appeared as though Veratimos, when I saw the Blue Bombardiers coming up, would be brought down at about the 2.
Big hit at the end. I don't know if could be Mooney, number 44, not sure, but a big hit at the end, saving a touchdown tackle.
And as I mentioned, I thought he was going to be brought down at about the 2. He made a nice cut. And North Attleboro will take a full timeout with a huge play coming up. 5:28 left. And Kurt Kummer, who's in front of us here in the stands, looking up at the scoreboard, turned to the official behind us and said, how much time is left?
Yeah,
you can't read the scoreboard.
You just get excited about these games, and Coach Kummer knows better than anybody. He's been on the sideline for these games. He's played in these games. I mean,
they need an awning over that.
An awning?
Yeah,
well,
an
I'm sure
awning
we could
would
work
do it.
on that.
Yeah, you can, a big, nice, big red awning. Yeah, that or brighter bulbs.
I'd love to see this rivalry going back to community.
Oh, the rumor was this game was going to be played at Community Field this year, and had that been the case, can you imagine how much more exciting this would have been? Now from there you can read the sign. 5:28 left. 7-7. We're looking at the scoreboard on our television monitor, and the more you zoom out, the tougher it is to read the numbers. We do know 5:28 left. The ball inches from the goal line. The play of the game for the Red Rocketeers and the Blue Bombardiers. Attleboro very big up the middle. Let's see if North Attleboro goes with something to the outside, and Attleboro will take a timeout defensively here, a full timeout. That's how big this play is.
Yeah, what do you want to run here, Peter? You want to keep the ball in Veratimos' hands? I think that's what you do.
Yeah.
I think you have Veratimos, who's very comfortable running the ball. He's capable of throwing the ball. I don't see him putting the ball up in the air right here, but get Veratimos some open space right there so you're not handing off. It's just Veratimos, and you try to get outside. Or you can follow the line up front. It's be a big surge. You only need a foot. Seems easy, but it's not always the easy, especially under these conditions.
Still 5:28 left, I might add. 7-7. Ball maybe 2 inches from the goal line. It's one of my pet peeves is when an announcer says the 2-inch line. Well, there is no 2-inch line.
Yeah.
He's 2 inches short of the goal line. $5:28 left. Inches from the goal line. Red Rocketeers with Veritimos out of the shotgun. A bunched formation, direct snap to Veritimos, who will take it, go left tackle, touchdown. 13-7, and I'll tell you, Steve, he didn't make it by much. Schwieger is out on the field arguing with the official that his knee was down and therefore should not have been a touchdown.
We're going to get a good look at it right here, but right to the left side.
He fumbled the ball.
Was out. The ball was fumbled.
Now, who recovered? That would be the question. If he recovered, it's a touchdown.
That's the case. He has the ball.
And he did recover.
Has the ball underneath. And that's where the touchdown comes in.
Wow. But I never saw a beanbag being thrown or anything. I don't think the official saw the fumble. The PAT, a big one. Veritimos. It's up, it's good. So with 5:24 left, North Attleboro on top, 14-7.
Look at the replay again right here. Running behind Norris and also Nichols following the block. Little power with the quarterback. Ball's clearly out right there. But again, under the pile right there, Veritimos able to come up with a touchdown.
How fortuitous was that bounce?
Ooh, man.
You really see it right here. It's stripped away by, I think it was Schwieger, but Veritimos able to gather it in the end zone. Yeah, 44. That would have been Brandon Mooney.
Yeah, he didn't, though. The ball was clearly out.
Yeah, the official is saying.
Oh, no, I understand that, yeah.
The official is saying in the booth the reason you did not see the beanbag is that the official on the goal line might have seen him cross the goal line before the ball was punched loose. So 5:24 left. North Attleboro with a 14-7 lead in one of the more enjoyable Thanksgiving Day games in a long time. Certainly much better than last year. Short little kick will be taken on the run by the Blue Bombardiers. I believe that's Jared Harris for AHS. Yes, it is. Harris will get up to the 37-yard line. North Attleboro likes to do that, and it's usually very effective, but when a player like Harris can catch that kick on the fly, it gives his club great field position.
Yeah, clearly they were trying to keep the ball away from a couple of the players down the field, but Harris able to come up, put the Bombardiers in good starting position.
At the conclusion of this game, we will find out the offensive and defensive players of the game. Still a long way to go. J.J. Gelasso, the tailback in the I formation for the Blue Bombers, takes it off left guard. Will pick up maybe a half yard. Nope, they're saying he lost a foot. We're going to call it 2nd down and 10. Eric Beckwith on the stop for the Red Rocketeers.
Beckwith, Peters up front. Cunningham into the game once in a while here and there for different formations.
Second down and 10, I formation. Receiver to each side. Gelasso breaks a tackle, can't break another. Will get up to the 39-yard line. So a big 3rd down and 8 coming up for Attleboro. Now with 4:20 left. Yeah, that clock's almost impossible to read from this angle.
It really is.
We do know 4:10 left. So 3rd down and 8. Now there is the possibility if Attleboro does not get the first down here, they punt the football away. We've seen this from North Attleboro over the years, especially on Thanksgiving. Attleboro might not get the ball back. North Attleboro earlier in the season, or excuse me, earlier in this game, had a 20-play drive that resulted in a touchdown, and now, 20-point drive that resulted in no points, excuse me. Attleboro, and I realize this is a big play, Steve, 3rd down and 8, forced to use a timeout. I believe that's their 3rd of this half, chances are they're going to need some timeouts defensively, and they're down to 2 left.
Well, that makes this play even bigger, and it makes it to a point where if it's 4th down, you may have to go for it, because if you turn the ball over on a punt, you may not get the ball back.
So Mansfield came back to defeat Foxborough 14-7. Oliver Ames with a win over Sharon 34-8. They qualify for the playoffs, and last we knew, King Philip was on top of Franklin 42-21 and Fian the 17-0 shutout of Randolph. 3rd down and 8, I formation. Receiver, flanker, far side in motion to the near side. Walsh will be sacked back at the 29-yard line. Tyler Selner for the Red Rocketeers in what was a very ugly play for the Blue Bombardiers.
Yeah, it really kind of blew up right away, and it was because there was so much penetration. The Rocketeers were coming after him. Reed Holden doing a good job at holding the line of scrimmage, and Selner shot in there and took Chris Walsh down.
So now the clock will be a huge factor as we are at 3 minutes 10 seconds remaining. Lindsay, a thud as it leaves his foot. Taken by Alex Jetty. Fights off one would-be tackler, then slips and falls at the 42. North on top 14-7. Sean Coughlin on the stop for the Blue Bombardiers.
Yeah, Jetty trying to knock him away, but Coughlin hanging in there. Or Gillison to finish Jetty off. What's the total offense, Peter?
Total offense right now is 172 for North Attleboro, 180 for Attleboro. After this next play, we'll head down to Josh Perry. 1st down and 10 for the Red Rocketeers at their own 42-yard line. Veratimo will keep it himself, will be brought down at the 45-yard line. Red Rocketeers wanted a penalty as one of the Blue Bombardiers was trying to punch the football loose, and they thought he was trying to punch the would-be tackler. Let's head down to Josh Perry with a report.
Thanks, Peter. And obviously, this has been one of the most competitive seasons in Hockomock League in recent memory, and this game is just proof of that. Attleboro trailing just by 7 points. Mansfield came back, beat Foxborough, a team that struggled in the Davenport division. Oliver Ames making it to the playoffs, and now we've heard KP have finished off their game to get the victory over Franklin, so now they head to the playoffs, barring a comeback here from Attleboro. But this league has, top to bottom, been as competitive as it ever has been.
Certainly has. Veratimos on 2nd down will carry and keep it himself, get up to the 49-yard line. We will hear from Josh later when he interviews the offensive and defensive players of the game. And Attleboro will take a timeout here. They have one remaining now with 2:05 left.
It'd be a big 1st down. I mean, with Attleboro with just a 1 timeout left, if North was able to get this 1st down, this game is essentially over.
I said earlier, good chance.
Yeah.
If Attleboro punts the football, they don't get the football back.
Yeah, that timeout on the 3rd down, that was crucial, but then the play obviously just broke down right from the beginning. Good defensive pressure by the Rocketeers, and then the sack by Selner put Attleboro in a very difficult position here. Big play.
3rd down and 3 from their own 49-yard line. Wing to each side. Veratimos fakes the handoff, will keep it himself, has the 1st down to the 48-yard line. They will stop the clock to move the chains, and then they'll start it up again. Attleboro with only 1 timeout left, and North Attleboro can chalk up another victory here on Thanksgiving Day unless they turn the ball over.
Yeah, unless they turn the ball over, but really all North Attleboro has to do right now is take a knee, because there's no way that Attleboro can get the ball back. 1:50 and counting.
Red Rocketeers can take their time. Veritimos looking back at the official. Veritimos will hand off to David Lang, who was lined up behind him in the shotgun. Lang off right tackle will get down to the 41-yard line. And does Attleboro call a timeout here? No, they do not. Clock still running with 1:23 remaining. And Attleboro, I would think, immediately after this play will call the timeout.
Yeah, 1:15 and counting. This would be the one where got a quick stop here.
So 2nd down and 4 for the Red Rocketeers. With a 1st down, will clinch it. Attleboro showing blitz. They come with everyone. Veritimos fakes a handoff to Jetty, then will keep it himself. And Attleboro calls timeout with 53 seconds left, leading 14-7, North on top. And one of the Red Rocketeers slow to get up. That would be, I think that's number 54, Ben Jetty it is. And a full timeout taken here.
So that'll be the end of the timeouts for the Bombardiers with 2 plays to go. 53 seconds left on the clock. .55 seconds left on the clock. Official on the field resetting.
So now this clock is official, but why would the officials, I'm not sure how that works. So they are resetting the clock to 53 after resetting it to 55. And the clock official thinking to himself, make up your mind. I had 55. I had 53. You told me 55. Now you want 53. If I wanted that, I would have stayed home Thanksgiving morning.
In fairness, they can't see the board either.
No, they can't. That's what Joe Andruzzi's dealing with this morning. So 3rd down and 4. Attleboro out of timeouts. So if North does not pick up the 1st down, North would probably just punt the football away or just run the ball. It won't matter. Jetty off of the handoff. Will go the distance. Picks up a block. No, he doesn't. Will be driven out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and that will do it. North Attleboro, yet another victory on Thanksgiving Day with, 33 seconds? 44 seconds left. And it'll be interesting to see what North Attleboro does here.
Yeah, it's just such a well-played football game. If they get in the end zone again, they do it. Regardless of that, I mean, these are 2 good teams playing against each other, and nothing was easy for these offenses. There's been a couple big plays, and that was definitely one of them, picking up that big 1st down, Alex Jetty. As far as trophies, Peter, there's so many big performances for this Rocketeer team today. I don't know who you give it to.
That's a good point. North Attleboro will take a knee, and that will do it. Good show of sportsmanship by Donnie Johnson, certainly a class act. Unfortunately, the Blue Bombardiers, a couple of them coming across the line very hard, and that's certainly not necessary at this point. And the official will do, the referee, will do the smart thing here. He will take his time, and North Attleboro will not need to run another play. So North Attleboro chalk up another victory on Thanksgiving Day, although this game was much more competitive. We'll get Steve's final thoughts coming up as part of our extended postgame. We'll await the presentation of the offensive and defensive players of the game. North Attleboro did have to run one more play. Veritimos takes the knee, and North Attleboro, the 14-7 victory over Attleboro. A classic at the Raymond E. Beaupre Jr. Field. So the 2 teams will line up, shake hands, and while they are doing that, we will get the final statistics from Matt Luigi. Matt, what do you have?
For North Attleboro, Spiro Varitimos was 13 for 21 for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. Alex Jetty had 7 carries for 52 yards, and Dave Lang had 4 catches for 43 yards. For Attleboro, Chris Walsh was 2 for 6 for 11 yards, and J.J. Gelasso had 13 carries for 73 yards, and Malik Clark had 5 carries for 95 yards.
Thank you, Matt Luigi. 14-7, North Attleboro with the victory. Steve Houle, as the teams now make their way after the handshakes to the presentation platform set up at midfield. Your final thoughts?
Really an outstanding football game. 14-7. This game had a little bit of everything. It had some interceptions, some turnovers, some penalties, some big plays, just some good individual effort. But together, both these teams played very well and represented their schools very good overall. Just a really fun game to watch and a great atmosphere this morning on Thanksgiving 2011.
Absolutely. Josh Perry, I know, is down on the field. I know the shotgun microphone is not working, so if Josh Perry can turn his microphone on, we might be able to hear the presentation down there. Let me turn up his microphone, which I did see is on. And yes, indeed, we can hear the activity. So Josh, in addition to being a reporter, will have to be the guy who holds out the microphone so we can hear the presentation. An entertaining 91st edition. Let's take a look at how we ended up with the 14-7 final. The first touchdown of the game would be a Spiro Varitimos pass to a wide open Alex Jetty. The nearest person there was one of the Boston television camera people. And a 7-0 lead. And then Attleboro, second half, Malik Clark only had 5 carries all day. One of them was this 85-yard TD run. That made it 7-7 after the Tim Walsh PAT. And then Varitimos, did he crack the goal line before fumbling? Did not matter because he recovered his own fumble. 14-7, the final. North Attleboro ends the year at 9-1, and unfortunately ends the year at 9-1 because King Philip with the victory today over Franklin. So they are pulling the teams out to midfield, and the presentations will be made. Mark Houle is holding one of the trophies. Kurt Kummer is holding one of the other trophies. That usually means they split the presentations. Let's listen in. Mark Houle is ready, and they are awaiting the announcement from the press box. So Zach Schwieger wins the defensive player of the game, the Balfour Trophy. You almost appeared to come up to the platform and say, me? Yes, indeed. And you can see, as happy as he is at winning the award, would have rather had the victory. And now the offensive player of the game.
And the offensive player of the game from North Attleboro, number 15, Spiro Varitimos.
Spiro Varitimos appeared to injure himself coming up to the platform. Oh my goodness. Thank God the season's over. He'll remember that for quite some time, I'm sure, at the fifth year reunion. Well, hey, remember the time you went up to the platform and hurt yourself on Thanksgiving Day? I'm not sure if Josh Perry can get a quick word. And he's standing there, so as soon as, to save some time, we'll just interview Varitimos, Josh. So as soon as he comes off the platform for the picture, we will grab him, and Josh has to grab him before the seniors get up there. And look at Josh, very aggressive, grabbing Spiro. So let's head down to Josh Perry with the offensive player of the game who's hobbling getting off the platform.
You mind just doing a quick interview before we...
Go ahead, Josh. You're on. All set, Josh.
Spiro down here on the field. And first off, are you okay? It seemed like you cramping up a little bit as you got the award.
Cramping up, yeah. Just tired.
Yeah. What does it mean here on senior day on your last game here to get the victory over Attleboro, but not only that, but also to win the offensive MVP?
It means everything. I mean, no one thought we were going to do anything this year. We ended up winning the Hawk, share of the Hawk, and that's good enough for me. I'm pretty sure it's good enough for everyone else.
How do you look at this season? It was 9-1 is how it ended up, tie for the Kelly Rex Division title.
I think it's just a lot of hard work, the preseason and stuff like that. Everyone's bonding over the course of the season. Relying on everyone else to make plays. And just being a team.
Well, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, Josh Perry, the producer and director of North TV Sports, Chris Miller. Slow motion, Lauren Carpenter. Graphics, Megan Miller. Handheld camera, Jeff Kerr. Main camera, Michelle Lucier. One of the tight shot cameras, Peter Merry. The other tight shot camera, Bruce Houghton. On statistics, Matt Luigi. Our sideline reporter was Josh Perry. Steve Houle, my color commentator. I'm Peter Gay. The final, 14-7. North Attleboro wins a classic at the Raymond E. Beaupre Jr. Field. Thank you for watching high school football on North TV. Coming up next week, it's playoff football. Bishop Feehan versus Bourne. Have a great Thanksgiving.